In 2022, Arizona did something that no other state in the entire country has done, and no one's talking about it. If you've ever been charged with a crime in Arizona, it changes everything about how your jury is picked. I was working on a case yesterday, so I had to dive into some reading about this, and I thought this was a very interesting thing to share with my followers. So, for the entire history of law in the United States, lawyers picking a jury had two ways to get a juror off the panel. One, prove the juror can't be fair. That's called a challenge for cause. And then two, we could strike them. No reason needed, no explanation. That's why it was called a peremptory strike. Now, every state in the entire country had these peremptory strikes until Arizona. The thing is, peremptory strikes had a problem. For decades, prosecutors used them to remove Black jurors from cases involving Black defendants. Back in 1986, the Supreme Court tried to fix it by ruling on a case called Batson v. Kentucky, but Batson didn't actually work. Lawyers could always come up with some other reason. Justice Thurgood Marshall said back then, the only real fix is to get rid of peremptory strikes entirely. But nobody listened for 35 years. Then, in 2021, two Arizona judges petitioned the state Supreme Court and they said, Batson failed. The disparities are documented. It is time. And the Arizona Supreme Court agreed. So, as of January 1st, 2022, peremptory strikes in Arizona are gone. That means the only way to remove a juror in Arizona now is to prove they cannot be fair. And that has to be proved by a preponderance of the evidence on the record. What does that mean for you? Well, here's what that means if you are facing charges. For dire or jury questioning is now everything. Written jury questionnaires are now essential. And if your defense lawyer has a bad feeling about a juror but can't prove the bias, that juror is sitting on your jury, period. I'm Amanda Bynum. I'm a criminal defense attorney in Arizona, and I like to share information about the criminal justice system in Arizona and beyond. So if you need a lawyer in Tucson or you're just looking for some interesting legal information and for sometimes comedic commentary on the criminal justice system, follow me.